On a dark and silent night, I lifted my heart to the sky, crying out for divine justice. Amid the darkness that enveloped my soul, I felt the weight of the injustices that surrounded me, the burden of perverse and oppressive acts that tested my faith. With the words of Psalm 17 on my lips, I knelt before the Almighty, begging for His intervention. O Lord, hear my righteous cause. Incline your ears to my cry. I murmured in prayer, feeling the divine presence around me. Amidst the tears that flooded my eyes, I gave my sincere heart to the Lord, knowing that He knew my sincerity. I prostrated myself before Him, without blemish, confident in His justice and in His power to transform the darkest situations into light. In moments of greatest distress, I cried out for deliverance from the hands of the unjust, asking for protection against those who spread injustice and oppression. I found refuge and strength in God, under His powerful wings, where I found safe shelter even in the most turbulent moments. With hands raised in supplication, I begged for divine guidance, asking to be guided along the path of righteousness. I longed for the awakening of divine justice, longing to see His glory manifested before the unjust people around me. God was the rock on which I stood, my hope in the midst of the storm. I asked for strength to face the challenges that came my way, trusting in the powerful hand of the Lord to work on my behalf. May divine justice prevail, now and forever, because in God I placed all my faith and hope. May His love and His justice be the light that would dispel the darkness of injustice, bringing redemption and restoration to all who suffered. So, enveloped in the peace that only God's presence can provide, I placed my concerns and desires in His hands, confident that He would do all things according to His sovereign will. In a moment of deep reflection and devotion, I raised my voice in prayer, recognizing the divine justice that permeates the universe. Faced with the adversities and injustices that plague the world, I sought refuge in the certainty that God is the judge of the righteous and the guardian of the truth. With the words of Psalm 17 as my guide, I declared my confidence in God's justice. You are the judge of the righteous, the guardian of the truth, I proclaimed fervently, recognizing that only He has the discernment and wisdom to judge fairly. In moments of doubt and despair, I found comfort in the certainty that God was by my side, ready to guide and protect me. In truth, I found refuge from Him, like an impregnable fortress in the face of the storms of life. With humility and reverence, I prostrated myself before the Almighty, handing over my life and my concerns to Him. Without blemish, I fully trusted in His righteousness, knowing that He searched my heart and knew my sincerity. Faced with the challenges that presented themselves, I cried out for deliverance from the hands of the unjust, confident that God would be my protection against all evil. I found peace and security under His wings, where no harm could reach me. May my faith in divine justice grow stronger every day, guiding me along the path of righteousness and truth, that at all times I could recognize the presence of God as the unshakable rock where I find shelter and protection. May His light shine upon the darkness of injustice, bringing hope and renewal to all who suffer. And may God's justice prevail in all circumstances, as I place all my trust and hope in Him. In a moment of stillness and reverence, I prostrated myself before the Lord, recognizing His greatness and holiness. With a heart full of humility and sincerity, I sought to express my devotion without blemish or falsehood. With the words of Psalm 17 as a guide, I addressed God with sincere words devoid of any deception. O Lord, hear my righteous cause, I murmured in a soft voice, allowing my soul to pour out before the Almighty. Aware of the magnitude of his presence, I gave myself completely to him, without reservations or disguises. In my prostration, I recognized my weaknesses and limitations, fully trusting in the mercy and infinite love of the Heavenly Father. Without blemish or falsehood, I allowed divine light to penetrate every dark corner of my being, revealing my true intentions and motivations. Amid the sincerity of my cry, I found comfort in the certainty that God knew the depths of my heart. With tears in my eyes and a burning desire for communion with the Creator, I raised my voice in prayer, expressing my gratitude for His constant presence in my life. In every word, I let the sincerity of my love and devotion to the Lord shine through. May my prostration before God be a reflection of my humility and my sincere desire to serve Him. May He accept my worship with grace and mercy, and may I continue to seek Him with a pure and sincere heart. In a moment of anguish and distress, I raise my voice and cry to the Almighty, seeking refuge and protection against those who practice perversity and oppression. With humility and reverence, I turn to God, recognizing His sovereignty and power over all things. O Lord, keep me from the hands of the unjust, I beg in prayer, feeling the weight of the injustices that threaten to surround me. Aware of the evil that permeates the world, I pray for your divine intervention, for your deliverance from those who act with cruelty and injustice. In my supplication, I allow the words of Psalm 17 to echo in my heart, strengthening my faith and renewing my hope. I fully trust the Lord's promise to be my protector and defender against all evil. May His powerful hand guard me and free me from all danger. May His light dispel the darkness that tries to envelop me. May I find safety under His wings, where no harm can reach me. May the justice of God prevail over the injustice of men. May His love and His truth be my strength in the midst of adversity, and that, even in the face of the most difficult challenges, I can fully trust in His power to free me from the hands of the unjust. Amid the storms of life, I find myself before the Lord, seeking refuge and strength in His steadfast love. With my heart burdened by the adversities that surround me, I raise my voice in prayer, recognizing that only in God do I find true shelter and security. O Lord, You are my refuge and my fortress. I whisper with faith, letting myself be enveloped by the comforting presence of the Most High. Under His powerful wings, I find safe shelter, protected from the furious winds and storms that threaten to sweep me away. In my darkest hours, I allow the words of Psalm 17 to resonate in my soul, strengthening my trust in God's goodness and faithfulness. Aware of His constant presence by my side, I let myself be enveloped by His peace that passes all understanding. Even in the face of the most difficult trials, I know that I am not alone, for the Lord is my firm rock, my secure anchor amid the troubled waters of life. In it I find strength to face challenges, courage to move forward, and hope for the days to come. That in every moment of difficulty, I can remember the refuge and strength that I find in God. May His constant presence be my anchor in the midst of the storms and my light in the darkness. In the midst of the darkness that envelopes the world, I raise my voice in supplication to the Almighty, calling for the victory of divine justice over the injustices that plague humanity. With unshakable faith, I raise my prayers to the Lord, begging that His truth prevails over all lies and that His light dispels the darkness of injustice. O Lord, may injustice not prevail on earth. I pray fervently, allowing my voice to echo as a cry of hope amidst the chaos that surrounds us. Confident in the Most High's promise that truth will triumph, I give Him my concerns and desires, knowing that He is the only one capable of transforming evil into good. With the words of Psalm 17 in my heart, I strengthen my faith in divine justice and God's sovereignty over all things. I plead for His powerful intervention, so that His glory may be manifested before the unjust, and that His justice may be established as the foundation for a better world. May every act of injustice be exposed to the light of truth, and may each wronged find comfort in the Lord's promise that He is the judge of the righteous. May His justice prevail on earth, bringing redemption and restoration to all who suffer at the hands of oppression and evil. That in every battle fought for justice, we can find strength in the presence of the Lord, knowing that He is at our side, fighting with us for a more just and compassionate world. And may, in the end, be glorified as the true winner. Amid life's crossroads, I cry out to the Lord for divine guidance, yearning to be guided along the path of righteousness and justice. With humility and reverence, I raise my prayers to the Almighty, recognizing His infinite wisdom and His ability to guide the steps of those who seek Him with a sincere heart. O Lord, guide me along the path of righteousness, I pray fervently, allowing my voice to echo as a sigh of hope in the face of the challenges that present themselves. Confident in the Lord's promise that He is the beacon that illuminates our path, I surrender my decisions and choices to Him, knowing that He is the only one capable of leading us safely. With the words of Psalm 17 as my guide, I strengthen my faith in the Lord's promise that He will never leave us helpless. I plead for your awakening of divine justice, so that your light may shine upon the darkness of injustice and oppression, bringing redemption and restoration to all who suffer. May every step I take be guided by the loving hand of the Lord, and may every decision I make be shaped by His infinite wisdom. May I be an instrument of your peace and justice in this troubled world, spreading love and compassion wherever I go. May your soft and loving voice resonate in my heart, guiding me on all my journeys and strengthening me in times of difficulty. And that, at the end of the journey, I can look back and recognize the powerful hand of the Lord, which has always been by my side, guiding me along the path of righteousness and truth. In the face of the storms that rage in my life, I raise my voice in prayer to the Almighty, firming myself in faith and recognizing God as the safe rock in the midst of adversity. With humility and confidence, I place my worries and fears in the hands of the Lord, knowing that He is my unshakable strength. O Lord, You are my rock, I declare with conviction, letting my words echo like a cry of hope in the midst of the darkness that surrounds me. I trust in the Lord's promise that He is my firm rock, my safe shelter in times of distress. With the words of Psalm 17 echoing in my soul, I strengthen my faith in the goodness and faithfulness of the Lord. I recognize that even when everything seems to be falling apart around me, He remains steadfast, sustaining me with His unconditional love. I beg for your grace and your mercy, so that I can face adversity with courage and hope. May His light shine on the darkness of my life, dispelling all fear and uncertainty. That in every storm I face, I can find comfort in the presence of the Lord, knowing that He is always by my side, guiding me and protecting me with His infinite love. May my faith be strengthened with each challenge, and may I emerge from trials stronger and more confident than ever. May the hope that I find in God be the anchor of my soul, sustaining me in the midst of the storms and leading me to the peace that passes all understanding. May it be so, O Lord, according to your sovereign will. In a time of deep need, I lift my voice to the Lord, seeking strength and courage to stand firm in the truth despite the challenges I face. With humility and determination, I surrender my worries and fears into the hands of the Almighty, trusting in His grace and power to sustain me. O Lord, give me strength and courage. I cry out in prayer, allowing my words to echo like a cry of hope amidst the darkness that surrounds me. I recognize that alone I am fragile, but with God by my side, I am capable of overcoming any obstacle. With the words of Psalm 17 as my inspiration, I strengthen my faith in the Lord's promise that He is my present help in times of need. I beg for your guidance and strength so that I can stand firm in the truth, even in the face of life's storms. May the Holy Spirit empower and strengthen me, renewing my strength and restoring my courage. May I find comfort in the certainty that God is always by my side, fighting my battles and sustaining me with His unconditional love. That in every challenge I face, I can be a living testimony of His grace and power, persevering in the faith and hope I have in Him. May my life be a reflection of His glory, and may I inspire others to stand firm in the truth as I seek to do. In a moment of deep reflection and spiritual fervor, I raise my voice to the Lord, longing for the manifestation of divine justice amid the darkness of injustice that plagues the world. With humility and faith, I cry out for God's light to dispel the shadows of wickedness and for His righteousness to be established. O Lord, may your light shine upon the darkness of injustice. I pray fervently, allowing my words to echo as a cry of hope amidst the darkness that surrounds us. I recognize that only in you resides the true source of light and justice. With the words of Psalm 17 as my guide, I strengthen my faith in the Lord's promise that His righteousness will prevail over all unrighteousness. I plead for His powerful intervention, that hardened hearts may be touched by His grace and that justice may be established throughout the earth. May your righteousness be like a consuming fire, purifying all forms of oppression and injustice. May the oppressed find comfort in the Lord's promise that He is their defender and protector. May in every corner and corner, the light of your truth shine brightly, illuminating the paths of those who seek justice. May the nations bow before your power, and may divine justice be established as the foundation for a better world.